Hi, welcome to Social Media Marketing at UTSA. My name is Wendy Boaglio-Gratero, and I am going to be your professor for the semester for your online marketing course. Well, I hope that you have taken this course because you want to understand how to generate more interest and revenue online from a business perspective. You can use social media marketing for a variety of different organizations, of course. So I've taught algebra in the past, and basically algebra doesn't change very much from year to year or month to month. That's not even close to what teaching marketing, and especially a digital marketing or a technology course. This is a mix of business science, which is marketing, and technology. So that world is exploding. What all this race and excitement and change does, it does create opportunities for careers. So those who master these skills and are interested in social media marketing, there's going to be plenty of opportunities for you to grow. But you need to be very comfortable with ambiguity. And I will teach this course in a way that I give you lots of tips and help. And you're going to read different things in books, maybe online. You're going to do some research. You're going to maybe see an expert session, and they're going to throw out a bunch of tips for you and ideas. That means that you will have to test them. That does not mean that that is a surefire way for you to be successful. If anybody had the one answer, we would all be super rich, right? So you can't have this one clear path to success. Many of you will be successful in this class of varying degrees, but that's because some of you might come in with more experience. Some of you might have done this before, and other ones just might be really good at testing and scientific. So you need to be comfortable with trial and error, A/B testing, and learning from other success stories, and then also learning from your successes and your losses in each round of your simulation and or the coursework that you do through this class. This is an upper level course in marketing, which is a business course, and that uses marketing principles, economics, psychology, finance, statistics, and that's just a way to optimize your success. So don't be so hard on yourself if it takes you a while to get up to par. It will. Most everybody, even if they're experienced, has a getting used to the course and the rhythm of things, following the directions. This is all normal stuff. That's why I try to communicate with you as much as possible. So we had to drop the marketing and business course requirements to offer this course online to a lot of students and make sure that people that needed this course would be able to find it and be successful in their careers, no matter what that might be. So you might be wondering, who am I and why is this person teaching this class? Basically, I taught at UTSA while I was getting my master's degree in 2009 through 2011 as an assistant professor, and I did research. I was trying to make a digital marketing degree plan back then, and they didn't really have the courses offered. So I took some technology courses like project management and some really focused on my IT courses there, and combined them with my marketing courses, and I was self-taught in the field after I got my MBA. And then I was working for a company here in town, kind of like a Rackspace. It was called Pier 1 Hosting Cogeco. And we were trying to hire marketing people that had more digital and savvy and technology skills, and we couldn't find any. So basically I went back to the college to complain, and they gave me a job. So they said, why don't you teach the course? So I said, okay. So that's what brought me here today. Let me share my screen, and I'll show a little bit of my experience. So born and raised in Denver, Colorado. I then got a job with Nordstrom when I was in school, like off and on, and worked my way up, and they relocated me to New York City, and that was fabulous. I got to live in Manhattan and worked my way up to be the assistant buyer of the Northeast region for Nordstrom. Then I wanted to start a family and have kids, and that schedule didn't allow that. So I became a recruiter in Times Square, and I got to help people develop their careers and their personal brand and have their dream job. That I carry with me, and you're going to see that there's going to be an assignment here coming up in your second module where I want you to also experience that. So if this is going to be a career path for you, or whatever your career path is going to be, I want you to be wildly successful in that. So that's just something that I'm going to carry on. So I went from Pier 1 Hosting to another Canadian company, and I worked there for about 3 years doing global business development and product marketing. And then I became the director of global marketing for a startup here in San Antonio called True Ability. And that was an amazing experience. And then I started my consulting business, which I've had off and on throughout the years. And I started consulting with this company called Assessment Technologies, had to do a digital, it was just a complete overhaul of how they had information so I could run campaigns. So I had to work on site as a vice president of marketing and business development for a period of time. And then I continue to be a professor at UTSA, teaching both social media marketing and digital marketing. I've taught hundreds of students, and that's one of the most amazing things that I get to do in my career. Right now, I'm a fractional CMO, which is a chief marketing officer. I focus on digital content strategy and advertising, and I've managed millions of dollars of ad spend in digital ads and resources to generate revenue for my clients. So I have a lot of information here on LinkedIn that you could take a peek on me if you'd like to. Some of the clients I've worked for, primarily my background is mostly high tech and education marketing, but then I do a lot of direct to consumer as well. So high converting, really exciting stuff that I've been able to work on in some cool projects. Let's see, what else? All right, I like to share this. So these are some of my reviews that I got. I continue to be one of the highest rated professors, not only in the marketing department, but in the College of Business as well. And I think that it's only because I get it. I work in the space, I work in the field, and then I also have some of the science and theory behind me. So when I combine those two things, and I try to make the course more interactive than I think some of the other courses are, but I do know that our College of Business, and I do know that the marketing department is working aggressively to make the courses way more engaging and meaningful to you students. So hopefully you'll find that to be the case. I take a lot of work every year setting up these courses, getting them ready for you, designing and refining the assignments, putting them in an order that I think makes sense, staying on top of the trends, and sharing that information. Okay, so welcome, social media marketing. There's so many jobs out there. The career outlook is super bright. You're gonna find that you can have a variety of different skills. That's why I think that offering social media marketing across the university makes sense, because it's not one specific skill set that can make you successful. We actually run the gamut as far as skills that are required to make a successful social media marketing team. So if you're good at copywriting, data analytics, graphic design, photography, blog writing, operations, sales, digital advertising, community management, customer service, in addition to technical skills, linking everything up through social media and digital marketing is also a really cool thing. There's a lot of tools and technology that we use across the board. Project management is a big thing that I also do, and I think that you'd find that really useful too. Okay, so I want to learn about you too, and so does everybody else. We have mega classes. I think this semester we have about 175 students. That's going to be the most that I have taught to date. My biggest class prior to that was 100 students, because we cap it out. And if you have tried to take this class in the past and you were waitlisted or it wasn't available, It's because I didn't have it in a format that would allow me to scale the course. So now I have resources. I do have a teaching assistant every semester who helps me stay on top of discussion boards, helps me monitor and respond to questions. So I will introduce you to your teaching assistant as soon as I confirm who that will be. And then just keep in mind that I do oversee everything. I do still read all of the assignments just to be sure that I know where we're getting stuck, where we need help, and if anything weird is happening. I find that sometimes, because I use an online book and an online simulator, they change things on me because they update them almost every other semester, or sometimes every semester. So I have to stay abreast of what's happening. So please post in Slack in the thread. Don't do it in the main channel. Watch the Slack videos that I provided and be a Slack master. Slack is one of the biggest communication tools in business right now. So you're going to be using it or something similar to it when you get your job, and or if you work at a consulting firm or a agency, you're going to have to use lots of tools like that anyway. So get used to using them and use them professionally. I want you to upload a headshot and put your full name. I want all UTSA students to be branded in the workforce as professionals. I don't want you to be a sloppy graduate from our university. That helps increase the value of our degree. So the more professional you present yourself in the marketplace, the better our entire university will fare. Your degree will increase over time if you maintain high standards for yourself and for your peers. With that being said, I take sharing of information and cheating really seriously. So be sure that you are doing all your own work, and you can help each other, and you can collaborate. But I think that if somebody is not doing their work, to please, I implore you to think about that. If you help them and they say that they got an A or they did well in this class, and you did earn your A and you're in the workforce and they get the same job that you get, but they don't do well, right? Let's say they don't perform how they should have performed, then that looks bad on you, and that diminishes your work, your effort, and your grade. So just keep that in mind. All right, let's watch this video. Okay, so traditional marketing mix. So if you have not taken principles of marketing, it is probably good that we do this quick overview of marketing principles. We have the 4 Ps. You have to have a product. So your product could be your services. It could be your organization, as if you're like a social cause. It could be your club. It could be your group. It could be anything. And so that is your product. And then you have a price. So what is the price? And is your price fluctuate based on what target you are going after, what type of product you're offering? And then your promotion. So how are we getting it out there? And then your place, your distribution channels. How do people consume your product? Is it something that they sign up online and then you ship to them? Is it services that they have to call, you guys negotiate a contract, and then the services are done on your behalf? How is that done? What is just mind-blowing, and you'll hear this time and time again, and it's just growing in pop culture. I was watching these shows on Netflix, and they talk about a lot of different things, but one was talking about the cosmetics industry and how powerful it is to indie brands. So you were an indie brand, and there was no other way for you to get out there, because you couldn't afford a TV spot. You couldn't afford advertising in the New York Times. You had to try to do some kind of PR or go door to door. Well, now today you can use social media, because it adds the 5th P in marketing, and that's participation. So the fact that you can engage with your customers, and you can read about their gripes and concerns, and then you can actually deliver products in a timely way straight to them. There are many companies out there that are collaborating with their customers right now online to deliver exactly the things that they will buy and want to buy. We love and hate sometimes the participation part of social media. You have to be very careful too. So you can have a social media frenzy when things don't go as well. Okay, so why is social media so powerful? Because we're human. And Maslow's hierarchy of needs, here's some psychology for you. It talks about this is all of us. So we need our physiological needs have to be met first. which if you don't have proper nutrition, rest, exercise, or you're not healthy, you don't have shelter, right? Then you cannot go to the next level. So this is something that you ascend to. So this transcendence of connection and self-actualization is something that we all aspire to be at. And then if you're not safe, if you don't have routines, predictability, a protective environment, then you are to the next level, where it's love, affection, and belonging, and then esteem and power are really powerful places for social media. And I think that's where we're the most engaged on social media, is when we're looking to belong or be a part of something, and then also to brag. I mean, we want to feel important and we want to feel good about ourselves, and that's all humans. So it's nothing to be ashamed of. I'm not saying go out there and say you're the best thing on the planet, but it is just very normal for us to get some kind of self-esteem from accomplishments that we've had in our life, and hopefully you'll get there if you're not already there. Okay. So while we're going through this, it's really important to go through the marketing funnel. So we have B2C and B2B. What that means for the rest of you that might not know those terms is business to consumer. So I sell directly to a consumer versus business to business sales. The majority of you actually would probably find yourself in B2B. Although we more understand direct to consumer selling, if you're not working at a global flagship or global headquarters, you'll find yourself in more small to medium, they call it SMB size businesses, doing B2B marketing and sales, if that's your career path. So it's easier to talk about direct to consumer because that's what we know as consumers. The B2B gets a little bit trickier. But the first stage of how anybody purchases anything is awareness. You will never purchase anything if you don't know of it. Nobody hits buy now for something that they never saw, not one time. In order for somebody to go from awareness to purchase, or even part of the evoked set is that list of that you want to purchase from, or to be a part of, or join, whatever that is, your conversion is. You have to be exposed to that message 7 to 10 times. So you have to run these big brand awareness campaigns, or pain awareness, or some kind of get your message out there 7 to 10 times and hit the same person in order for them to even consider you, because they have other options in their head. So they search for information. There's some known brands that pop up. Those would immediately be on their list, right? And then when you're in the consideration, you finally make the list. Then they go through and they decide which ones make the most sense. So they're going to read reviews, right? That's where those come in. And then the intent was maybe they put the product in the cart, but if you're in B2B, they don't really put a product in the cart, but they would probably get a demonstration from you of how your products or your services work. How does your business solution work? And in B2B, it's good to know that you're also not just selling to one person, you're probably selling to a huge team of people. So you would have to run social campaigns geared to each of them. Then your sales transaction is complete in both of these, and that could take place online or offline. So I'll try to make sure that I cover both B2B and B2C throughout the course. Okay, course overview. So you are required to get the book, and I'm sorry, there's just no way around it. I cannot teach the course without having a simulation, because you have to get your hands dirty, and you have to get in there and you have to actually do it, because it's slightly painful, and you will learn so much from going through the simulation and applying all this knowledge. You're going to read a book, you're going to have expert sessions, I'm going to give you lectures, there's going to be supplemental information throughout the course, assignments, and you're going to take all of this and your individual research and maybe your background experience, and you're going to apply it to your simulator. Okay? So you're going to take all this and you're going to be really successful at that simulation. That's the goal, is to show that you can learn from all these sources and be successful doing the job. So that's what we're trying to get you to. So you get a social media certification from Stukit, which is your online book, which is great. You get to talk about that. And then you're going to get 2 other certifications in this course. We're going to do HubSpot social media for your midterm. You're going to get a HubSpot social media certification for your midterm, and then Inbound will be your final. If you have either of those social media certifications from the HubSpot company, let me know ASAP and we'll figure out a workaround for that. So don't worry about that. That has happened in my class because I work with some people that are in the industry. So follow all your instructions on your assignments, on everything that you're doing. There's tons of instructions on the simulation. They change every week. So you have like every week is like a round in the simulation. This is somewhat of a technical course and the details do matter if you want to present yourself in a professional way. Let's see. All right, let's talk about the syllabus. Okay. I think I have it up. I'm going to upload and make sure your syllabus is up. This would be, okay, so this is going to be your syllabus. And basically get familiar with it. You'll always have your Slack invitation here, which is helpful. Here's my contact info. Please, you could text me or call me. And a lot of times I do virtual meetings this way, and or sometimes I can meet on campus. I do teach a class. The majority of it will be on Tuesday nights around 6 to 7:15. So that might be an opportunity for you to be there. I have a Facebook group that I created just for this class. So any students of mine that you have been a student or gonna be a student, join that because I post tons of internships, entry level, even management level, and great opportunities, career advice, and other course supplemental information that might pop up and I think that you find of interest. So check that site often, especially if you're in the job hunt. This is the link to your book. Make sure you're in my course. And then I go through and here, this course objectives, those keywords are some things that you can actually use in your LinkedIn profile and on your resume because you will learn them through this course. Your required text, and then I do reference some of these other texts. I highly recommend them. So the 7 Habits of Highly Effective People, Good to Great, and Outliers are very popular books that are referenced throughout this. Okay, so quizzes are going to be 10%. Those are all through your book online. Assignments are going to be 40% of your grade, and that includes your discussion boards. Please don't forget to do those. People did great throughout the course, but just didn't participate in the online discussions. That's like coming to class. So that is kind of your way to engage and get the most out of this course, is learn from each other. And that's how you are successful. Your midterm, which is your HubSpot, is 15%. Social media simulation is 20%. And then your final is 15%. Just go through this. I give some tips on the simulation right here. Do not start it until instructed. I did try to put a stop date on it, but a lot of people just started to dive in and doing it. You don't know enough yet. Wait until you're instructed to do so, and I'm going to show you where to find that. Okay, so here's our quality enhancement plan. So you're going to use a lot of analytics because you're going to be exporting your analytics and analyzing your data to know how to do better in your next round. So you look at rates, improvements, success, revenue. I mean, it's really good. And academic integrity, you're going to have a getting started quiz. I'm going to show you in the coursework, and you're going to commit and make a commitment to have high integrity throughout this course. You're going to use your coursework module on Blackboard, and I'm going to show you that in 2 seconds. Make sure that you confirm those are all the accurate dates, because I will make sure coursework is perfect. The syllabus is just a general guide, and these modules will be the order that we go. And none of the main dates will change, but some of the due dates on the assignments might be different. So then defer to your coursework module, please. If that is the case, alert me so I could fix it and update the syllabus. But like I said, teaching social media marketing is a bear. The book changes, the tools change, the assignments change, my class changes, everything changes. So I have to update it very actively every semester. When I taught algebra, that was not the case. It was always the same. I could fall asleep until I was ready to teach. It was great. But don't get me wrong, I love this too, but bear with me if there's any issues or discrepancies, and I'll fix them. Okay, so basically this is kind of going to give you an idea of what's expected throughout the course, and you will find it in your syllabus section. So here's coursework module. I just want to show you what that's going to look like. You're going to have a table of contents here. And then you're going to have the modules that are available will be listed. And after about 1 or 2 weeks of the end date, they will disappear. So you have to keep up with your work because discussion boards are, again, one of the big component of the course. And plus I need to get things graded. And it's much easier for us to grade things all in one shot at the same time than to onesie, twosie, piecey do it, because I have too many students, unfortunately, in this class. And I want to still offer you guys the opportunity to show me what you know and to do some really awesome work. But I can't do that if I'm getting a lot of late assignments and complete assignments and people not keeping up with the course. So please keep up with the course so I can continue to offer amazing content and coursework. And that would help me a lot. So what you're going to do is then double click. So here's your first module. And this kind of walks you through it. So this introduction video will be here. Then you're going to have a getting started quiz. You're going to click, go into that, complete that. But before you do this quiz, make sure you have your book ordered and you're up and going on Slack, because those are part of the questions that I ask you in there. There's also a contract between us in the class to make sure that we're being, have high integrity and we're completing our work on time. And then I'm going to put little reminders for you in each module to read and to do what you need to do. So drill down into each module. So again, you're in the coursework and you're going to have only the modules that are complete and available. I'm going to try to keep at least 2 to 4 weeks of modules open at any given time. So you can work a little bit in advance, but not too much to where you're off of the whole class. But sometimes some people take an online class for a reason and they have some kind of life event or something happening. If you're going to travel for work and you're going to be gone the next week, it's good to get all your work done, so you have to worry about that. Or you have a once-in-a-lifetime family reunion. I want you to be able to do those type of things. So, but I don't want you to be too high in advance. Look at this module. I want you to take note. I'm trying to estimate about how many hours it's going to take to complete to do well. If you're not putting in those type of hours, do not expect the outcome to be amazing. You will not get good results on your simulation. Okay, if you're not reading, doing the expert sessions, doing all the assignments, doing the discussion boards, and then taking the time to set up your simulation properly, you're probably going to fail it. So just put in the work and you're going to get an A. No problem. I've never had a student that put in the work and did not get the A. All right, so that is the walkthrough of the course. So hopefully you're going to have a great time. You're as excited as I am to get started, and I'll be posting videos from time to time and communicating with you in Slack. Make sure that you get the Slack up and going. You will be responsible for knowing all the information and all the changes that happen in the Slack channel. And that's the first thing I'm going to ask you if you contact me is, did you check Slack? Okay. Thank you so much. Reach out to me individually if you have any questions or concerns. Looking forward to reading all about you in our Slack channel. This is the Slack, and here's our channel, UTSA Online. Here's a lot of people already replying, and making sure that you're using our Spring 2020 thread for the majority of our communications. And you can DM people here. This is a great way to get a hold of me. I live on this thing. So look forward to talking to you, and good luck.